Alright, part 4. Let's finish it off. Let's see what this picture here is all about. This is clearing the heavy river bottom forest. Took back-breaking handwork by the first settlers who worked without the aid of oxen, horses, or machines. They didn't have machines here back in the days. They probably had horses and or oxen to pull their heavy loads of logs or whatever they were working with. That is their camp in the forest where they would stay when they are doing their work. In the forest there, in the woods, they will they would clear trees without the work of horses or machines. Alright, what's this? A compound of early Bella Coola entrepreneur John Clayton, formerly a Hudson Bay County trading post. This house right here, that was the entrepreneur John Clayton, formerly Hudson Bay. Alright, nice. Moving on to over here. The Bella Coola Echelon run provided the Nuxalk with a major trade item in early times, though the Great Echelon runs are now just a memory. The river remains the lifeblood of the valley. So these are the old Indians back in the days that used to believe in everything they did. And yeah, that was just their way of thinking, I think. Eilishans, those are those little fish that we've seen earlier in the smokehouse there, where they smoke those little fish. They would just smoke them and eat them, just to stay alive. It's probably their tradition. I don't know. Okay, let's have a look at this picture. On the opposite page, this page, is the Augsburg. We have a town here in Germany also named Augsburg. I don't know why they use German towns in Canada. The Augsburg Church, once the pride of Bella Coola's Lutheran pioneers, stands in the village of Hagensburg. Hagensburg, like I said earlier, sounds Swedish to me. Maybe they had Swedish settlers back in the day, and the Swedish, they called that little town there Hagensburg. Here we see a hammer farm property in Hagensburg. I don't know why they call it a hammer farm. I'm not sure. But that church there, that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool there. Yeah, that's what I'm using, the camera. Alright. Let's see if we can finish it off in this final episode. Alright, down here we have the hook tender attaching a choker on a cold deck log, piling a deck log pile in the landing. Alright, I think that is what they use to catch the salmon. They would hook that up to a trawler boat, and they would drag that net here right through the water to catch all the fish. To catch the salmon, they would drag that behind their trawler there, and they would catch the fish that way. Wait a minute. That is the hook tender attaching a choker on a cold deck log pile in the landing. That is the hook tender here. That is the hook tender, and that is a salmon gill net hangs on net rags at the Bella Coola wharf in readiness for the season's opening, I should say. For the season opening. So that is a salmon gill net, not the hook tender. That is the hook tender, attaching a choker on a cold deck log pile in the landing, and that is the salmon gill net to catch all the salmon in the river there. All right. This guy here, that is Ken Silke, conducting a post-logging audit of a cut block reserve. All right. I think they want to cut down the forestry here, so he's doing a post-logging audit of cut block reserve. Look at this. Logging in Canada. We have here a selective hilly logging Burke channel. The cedar logs from this show are towed to Bella Coola, where they are processed by Little Valley Forest Products. So that is how they do hilly logging in Bella Coola. They cut the trees down. They would have 2 helicopters. Here's one, and up here, down here, that one is probably refueling, while that one is in the air, grabbing all the trees. A person would be down on the ground, hooking up the logs, while the helicopter then lifts the logs up and puts them here on this here logging. Yeah, that is a logging trawl, is what that is. A logging trawl. Yeah, you have the digger, the excavator here on that logging boat, whatever it is. I don't know what you guys would call it. Logging trawl or a logging boat. That little boat down there, that pulls those two right there. Pulls those two. So we have the fuel containers there. Some fuel containers to fuel up this boat and to fuel up the 2 helicopters and the excavator down there. So that's how they work in Canada. All right. Near the top of the hill, a dramatic descent into the Bella Coola Valley awaits. It's cut off. It's cut off right there. That's the descent into the Bella Coola Valley. I wouldn't like to drive or fall down there. You can send the drone up, but you can't. But I wouldn't like to. And here we have above the Freedom Highway's famous hill. Bella Coola there. Freedom Highways. Highway of Freedom. Yeah, you can drive along there with your vehicle, whatever you have, a truck or an ATV. You can drive along this Highway of Freedom. I would like to try to go there maybe and drive along that Highway of Freedom there. Down here we have the last switchback on Bella Coola's infamous hill, leaving just one more steep incline to negotiate before reaching the valley floor. That is what we have down here. Alright, fishing. Commercial trawler plying the seas in Fitzhugh Sound. Fitzhugh Sound. Yeah, I don't know what they mean by that. Here we have Bella Coola Country Today, Chapter 6. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. That's Bella Coola right there. That's Bella Coola there. The Bella Coola town right there. Bella Coola Country Today. Previous page, the lower end of the Bella Coola Valley, facing west to Bella Coola Town, south and north, Bettenink. What's that page right here? Alright, above we have the landmark Copa's store in Bella Coola. Okay, the Copa store. Copa's store in Bella Coola. Alright, below we have Jeanette Macaulay at the calf roping event. Strange that they would put their real names there. Jeanette Macaulay. Okay, on the opposite page here we have Eric and Annika Granander, captivated by the rodeo. Alright, cool. And opposite below we have the view of the Bella Coola town site. That is Bella Coola right there. That's where one of my family members live. Here in Bella Coola. That is Bella Coola right there. Pretty awesome little town. Not too big and not too small either. And we up here we have the Bella Coola mountains. Pretty awesome. Look at that. That picture has been taken in the winter time. The opposite page, which is this one, it's the Nuxalk culture is part of the curriculum at the Iswulsalta, or a place of learning. What? Iswulsalta. That name is very, very hard to pronounce. ECWSALCTA. It's very hard to pronounce that word. That's a place of learning, they say. And below here we have Renee Morton, daughter of Bella Coola pioneer Cliff Cuppers, in the Bella Coola Museum. Alright, a museum in Bella Coola there. Renee Morton, daughter of Bella Coola. That is the museum right there. That is a wool spinner. You can spin wool right there. Sheep wool. That's a wool spinner. What else can we see there? That is probably a rake or something. I don't know. That is a sleigh, I think, for sleighing in the wintertime. A sleigh can be tied up to dogs, and they would pull the sleigh along in the snow. Those are shoes right there. Those are shoes. And that is a camera for making movies. That is an old style movie camera right there. An old style movie camera. Alright. What do we have here? Above we have a renowned artist, Alvin Mack, in his workshop carving a scale model design for a traditional longhouse. Okay. Carving a scale model design for a traditional longhouse there. Down here we have Bella Coola Wharf in the foreground with the old tallow cannery across the channel. That is probably the cannery here. We have the wharf in the foreground here, and maybe that's the cannery back there. The Tallow cannery across the channel. It says here across the channel. So we're talking about this bit there. That's the cannery right there for canning the fish that they catch. They can the fish. That is the cannery right there, where we have the wharf here in the foreground. Okay, moving on to here. That is the Bella School Eagle. Watches over the new schoolyard playground. Right here. They watch over the school. That is their school that they're going to in Bella Coola. It's called the Bella School Eagle. Bella School Eagle. It's where they go and learn their stuff in school. That's the playground right there. And yeah. Neighboring communities, Bella. Okay, nice, awesome pictures again here. Above the boat harbor in Bella. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. Here are all the boats there, tied up on their docks. The boat harbor in Bella. That's a cool place. That is where the boats go in for repair. Right there. Yeah, right there. Where you go for repair. When they need to be fixed. And down here we have Holzuk dancers performing the canoe dance. Okay. Performing the canoe dance. The Holzuk dancers performing a canoe dance, okay? Let's move on to up here. That is the Klemtu with its new long house overseeing the entrance to Trout Bay. That is a longhouse. That house there. That house there, that's a longhouse, they call it. They call it a longhouse. Because it's long, I think, I don't know. The Klemtu longhouse, it's overseeing here the entrance to Trout Bay. That is Trout Bay right there. Trout Bay, I think what they call it Trout Bay is because they catch a lot of trout in here. They don't have salmon in this bay, but they have here, they have trout. They have trout here. It's the Klemtu and Princess Royal Island. Alright, and we have the mountains up there in the background there. Up there, here, and there. Nice picture, guys. 2 awesome pictures. And more awesome pictures. What do we have up here? We have the Kitasu and Ixoya's drummers and singers practicing inside the longhouse. Okay, that's where they practice drumming. Those are drummers. They're drumming on a log or something. I don't know. But those are drummers. Okay, and down here we have home to the Wikinuxov people of Rivers Inlet. Kuikino village is located halfway up the Wanak River with Uvikino Lake in the background. Nice river. This reminds me a little bit of the River Rhine, which we have here in Germany. This bit there, the River Rhine. In Germany, we have a River Rhine. But this is in Canada, not in Germany. So it's the Uquino village is halfway up the. This is the Wanak River in the Uwikino village. Nice. Nice picture, guys. Alright. This is the Yaks, a totem pole belonging to Johnny Johnson, is located near the Owikino village. Totem pole. We've seen the totem pole here earlier in a couple of pages back. Alright, moving on here to this picture. This is the remnants of the old pulp mill at Swanson Bay being overtaken by the rainforest from which it sprang. Okay, this is a pulp mill. They used to make pulpwood here from the trees in the rainforest. When they used to cut down dying trees, they would make pulpwood out of those trees. Now they wouldn't cut down trees that are okay. They would cut down dead trees and make pulpwood out of dead trees, and that used to be used to be an old pulp mill at Swanson Bay. But now it's not a pulp mill anymore. It's an old remnant from back in the days. This old remnant used to be a pulp mill at Swanson Bay, but today it's just an old remnant of it. It's not in use anymore. And that used to be the old chimney, I think, where they would burn stuff. And chimney, and that is the pulp mill, an old remnant of the pulp mill. Alright. Down here we have a view near the western boundary of Tweedsmuir Park in the Bella Coola Valley with Mount Stupendous in the background. Okay, that is Mount Stupendous in the background there. And the Gillen Spitz Pioneer Cabin in the foreground, which is this thing here. The Gillen Spitz Pioneer Cabin it is. The Gillen Spitz Pioneer Cabin. It's a very, very small cabin where you can probably go inside and have a rest or something, have something to drink that you brought with you, some lunch, have a rest in there. Then when you're finished, move on to wherever you're going, right? Okay, the following page is the Hunlin Falls hangs frozen over the Chilcotin escarpment in early spring. Let's have a look. Over here it is. That picture right there. The Hunlin Falls hangs over the Chilcotin. That is the Chilcotin escarpment there. The Chilcotin. And you can see it right there. It's very, very steep. Very steep there. Alright, let's move on to here. Above we have a view to the south from Tweedsmuir Lodge. Okay, we have a lodge here. That's the lodge right there, looking over the Tweedsmuir. Over Tweedsmuir, yeah. It's a view to the south. So you're looking at the south from the Tweedsmuir Lodge there. That's the Tweedsmuir Lodge down there. Below we have the picturesque of the Tweedsmuir Lodge. Nice little lodge with a garden here. What were those? I forgot the names again. We had them back a couple of pages there. Those ones there, those flowers. Anyway, a nice little garden there. The Tweedsmuir Lodge. I would like to visit that as well. If I might visit my family member there in Canada, I might make a couple of pictures. I'd like to see it in real life, not in pictures there. I'd like to see all that in real life. So if I go visit him, I'll probably make a couple of pictures while I'm over there. All right, that's the Tweedsmuir Lodge. Okay, that is the original Tweedsmuir Lodge, built by Tommy Walker, burnt down in 1950. I wonder why it was burnt down in 1950. Probably couldn't keep it, or maybe a firestorm. A fire went probably through the forest there, through the woods, and burnt his lodge down. And that was back in 1950 when it burnt down. That's the original Tweedsmuir Lodge. You can compare this one with this one. You see how it looked back in the days. Very, very old. Alright, what do we have here? This is the Anaheim Lake. Lies on the eastern side of the Coast Mountains. Great trout fishing, family recreation, and dynamic vistas draw many repeat visitors. Alright. Visitors draw in are the Anaheim lake draws in a lot of visitors in the summertime for recreational fun. My family member, he lives near Anaheim Lake, and he likes it there. He's got a cabin there. He showed us some pictures of it, and yeah, if I go visit him, I might make some pictures of Anaheim Lake. Nice. Alright, what do we have here? We have the Anaheim Lake Resort. Nestles amid the trees as evening settles over the lake. Awesome. That is Anaheim Lake Resort. I think that is something. I think that is the same as where my family member lives. It looks like that where he is. So that's Anaheim Lake. Further back there. Further back there. Anaheim Lake is huge. It's a huge lake. Anaheim Lake. A Recreational Paradise, Chapter 7. Alright, previous pages. There is no end to challenging terrain for skillful heli skiers. Yeah, previous pages here. Those are heli skiers right there. Above we have overlooking Glacier Lake. That's Glacier Lake right there, overlooking it. The lake right there. Glacier Lake. That lake looks pretty cool actually. Glacier Lake. Nice. And down here we have, what do we have? Opposite below, a side channel of the Atnaco River in autumn, though much smaller than the Fraser and Skeena rivers. The Atnaco ranks third in coast salmon production. Nice. So that is the Skeena River. The Atnaco ranks third in coast salmon production. Okay. The Skeena River, which also has salmon in it, where you can do some salmon fishing as well. Okay, up here. This grizzly has grown fat on the plentiful salmon of Atnaco River, improving its chances of surviving winter hibernation. Alright, so this grizzly has fed himself right up, so he can go into hibernation. Until its hibernation is over, he won't be getting hungry. He's eaten enough for his hibernation. Alright, let's move on. Opposite page here, what do we see? When the glacial melt ceases by late autumn, the waters of Clayton Falls diminish, revealing its sculpted granite bed. Okay. So when the glacials are melting in the summertime, autumn come summer, ceases by late autumn, the waters of Clayton Falls, the Clayton Falls, they will reveal the sculpted granite bed which is left behind from the glacial ice beds. Yes, ice sculpts rocks. When the ice melts, it takes some of the rocks with it, because the rocks are going to get frozen through and through in the wintertime. So when the ice starts to melt, the rocks start cracking. You see it up there. The rocks start to crack, and they will fall apart. And that's what it's called. Sculpted granite, or sculpted granite. Granite is what that is. I think that is how it works. Okay, you got a couple more pages. We're in 30 minutes. See what we have up here. Up here we have drift fishing for spring salmon on the Atnarco River in Tweedsmore Park. So you can do salmon fishing on the Atnarco River in Tweedsmore Park, which is allowed. You can catch salmon, spring salmon, and you can keep it as well. You can keep the salmon that you're fishing there. Look at that. That looks pretty amazing up there. That looks pretty cool. And here we have a soaring into the future, an eagle again. I think that's it, guys. There's nothing more to show. We made it in 31 minutes, this final episode. We got some acknowledgements here as well, and over here we have, the pages where we can find stuff. British Columbia Arts Council, National Library of Canada, cataloging in publication data. Printed in China. Why was this printed in China and not in Canada? That's kind of strange. Okay, the book was printed in China. Okay, that's it, guys. Let's have a map, another map at the back of the book here. The Bella Coola region. These are the photographers, whatever. Hans Grenander and Michael Wiggle, who are in charge of this book here, which they made. They made this book. They authored it. Those are the authors of this here book. Alright, guys. This is it. You can see here, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Watch the videos. Like the videos. Do all that good stuff. And we will see you guys in the next one. So yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks for watching and bye bye. And let me know in comments below what you guys think of these videos.